Abbiamo dormito insieme.
Dormito,
Slept. Hi dolls, welcome back, and if you are new, hello, my name is Jessie, and today we're going to react to Season 2, Episode 3 of Prisma, SMERALDO. And I'm a little nervous going into this because there were a few of you in the comments that were like, where's Episode 3? Oh my god, where's Episode 3? Teary face. And I'm like, what the f***? I am a little worried because it's not like the where's the episode 3, we're excited for your reaction. It's the something crazy happens in episode 3 kind of comment. So I am scared but excited to see what happens next. At the end of last episode, we have Andrea saying to Daniele, I will be working with you. Are you still working there? And Daniele responds, which is interesting because I thought we weren't going to be talking anymore. Clearly, that's not the case. I do appreciate all the comments. I want to take a second to say that. I love all of you. Alelivex, your translations for me were awesome. Settimana is weak. Dahe, let's go, which I thought was interesting. They said that it was Roman slang because I kept saying dahe, seeing dahe, 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 and I'm like, why aren't they translating dahe? Dahe means like come on or let's go. And porcodu is Roman slang for pig too. Interesting. Interesting. I feel like I'm gonna start saying porcodu because people won't know what that means around here. And it'll just be fun. It'll be our little secret. I also want to thank Pebsa31. I had no idea that the Google Translator app has this feature where if you click the camera, you can focus in on a picture and it'll translate it in real time. That's awesome. So thank you so much. I'm definitely going to be using that. I'm actually like really excited to use that and see how well it works because that'll save me time from typing in every single freaking text message. So I'm excited to see what happens next. Let's jump in, but before we do, don't forget to like or dislike if you do not like what you see, but comment down below. Let me know why. Subscribe if you haven't yet. We do fun things here. Ring the link the bell to be notified when I upload new videos, and don't forget to check the link down in the description for my Patreon. It is $5 a month. It's only $1.25 a week. It has all of my unedited reactions of everything that I do on YouTube. In addition to more, don't forget to follow us on all social media at @star_chef_productions or Jessie Dobbie for Twitter. Link is in the description below for the Redbubble and TeePublic pages where you can find awesome merch that my brother Ray has created for the different shows that Jay and I react to. And I will be reacting to, it's Wednesday, right? Yes, I will be reacting to Bridgerton Part 2 of Season 3 tomorrow. I'm so excited. It is finally here. So look out for those reactions, fully unedited on Patreon and edited on YouTube for tomorrow. But without further ado, this is Season 2, Episode 3 of Prisma, SMERALDO. Wait. Make sure you note that I don't have epilepsy, but there are times there are flashing lights in an episode or strobing and I'm like, and it really messes with my eyes and gives me a headache. This program contains flashing lights which may cause seizures for individuals with photosensitive epilepsy. Viewer discretion is advised. Important.
Sono stata molto bene stanotte, anche se ora sembra un panda, ma va bene. Buona giornata, un bacio.
Vabbè, caffettino.
No. I had coffee. It did not help today. We get to try the thing. Okay, Pebsa said Google Translate, bottom right hand corner camera, Italian, English. Guys, it's so cool. Can we have lunch together later? And it's like an actual translation. You all are the you really are, because you just make my life easier, and I love that. I love that for me. Thank you. Ah! And I repay you with deafening you by dropping my mic. Oh no, and it froze. We have 8 episodes, and by like the 4th, I think I'm gonna be a lot better. Hold on. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna move this over here. By the way, I am wearing my Foul Mouth Lady shirt. This is merch from my friends Ashley and Katie's podcast, Always the Last to Know podcast. I'm gonna plug that right now while I'm moving all this stuff. Someone left a 1-star review saying these are some foul-mouthed ladies. I don't like them. And so they made a foul-mouthed lady shirt, and I love that because I curse in my videos all the time and I try not to, but I guess I'm just a foul-mouthed lady. You computer. Have to go to the canteen if you want to come. I'm happy.
Loro sono
Camilla,
Jacopo e Sebastiano, giusto?
Guarda che il preside adesso ha paura di noi, cioè possiamo fare quello che ci pare.
Their eyes are gorgeous.
Ciao ragazzi. Ciao. Abbiamo dormito insieme.
Dormito,
Slept.
Ho capito, ma almeno ci fanno la promo, ci spingono su Spotify. Ma tu non ancula più nessuno.
Dani, io sono d'accordo.
Io no, scusate.
You might be
Daniele,
outvoted then, Daniele.
Chi sei scopata, Carola? Io.
Noi vogliamo firmare.
Ma lo vedi che scappi sempre, eh? Sei proprio un coniglio, cazzo!
Where are you gonna go? Alright, granted, I don't think the deal is that great either, but I feel like Daniele is being a little dramatic. I feel like he thinks that Elo and Vito wouldn't do it without him, and I think that they totally would. What shifts do you do these days? Oh, this is amazing. I love the shots that they do on the bike. That's sweet that he win. Oh, Duck, really? Are you kidding me? The Pope writes to a trans woman. Prejudice hurts.
Mandalo alla mamma, va?
Magari no.
Con dello smalto sulle unghie o un po' di matita agli occhi.
Non lo dica a nessuno, tranquillo. Però forse dovresti farlo tu.
Tanto ne hanno già parlato tutti, almeno adesso ne parlo io.
Yeah.
Capito?
La prossima volta arriva in orario, io ti faccio notare.
Tocca il cazzo.
Marco is lashing out at the wrong people. You don't do that to your coach. Like, of all people, do not do that to Marika. Why are you saying these things to her? He's frustrated at everybody else and everything around him. Some people in the comments were saying, you know, I do believe that Marco lashing out at Daniele and Andrea questioning Marco why he did that, I believe was valid. Because I was like, I don't understand why Andrea is surprised. Why are you surprised? But someone on Patreon was actually like, well, Daniele specifically said to Andrea, what did you say to your brother? Therefore, Andrea was addressing, what did you say to Daniele? So it makes sense that he was questioning it. I think, and then that, I was like, yeah, that's valid. Touché. I think my problem is how Andrea dealt with Marco's situation in regards to Carola and Daniele. Andrea is always so focused on themselves that I don't feel like the Marco, Carola, Daniele situation was addressed enough. I feel like as your sibling, you should stand up for your sibling and support them. But I think that's what they were trying to show in the flashback in the last episode of when they were little, where it's like they never really had that closeness, that connection where they supported and understood each other. They loved each other because they were family, but it was never really like a tight bond. And people said we're going to get more flashbacks, so I'm curious to see what we get in this episode. But that's why my heart breaks for Marco, because it's like he is just like, listen, I'm focused on my swimming. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to be happy with that. And it's like, he doesn't mess with anybody. He doesn't involve himself in anything. And just people keep constantly attacking him and dragging him into things. That's why I'm like, this season, we're getting a different Marco. And I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing? Why are you saying this? Like, don't do that or don't do this. But I also understand it because it's like he's fed up. He's frustrated, you know? It's like, you guys wouldn't let me just freaking swim. You had to haze me. I couldn't be interested in somebody. You had to screw my girlfriend. Now I can't even swim on top of it because you're trying to give Daniele and other people a chance. Then he tries to go console Carola against his own thoughts of doing so, and she's with Daniele, and now because of that he's late to the swim meet and he can't swim. It's like one thing after another. I feel like he feels like he's always being defeated, and when you're always being defeated, it's very hard to pick yourself up. And I'm not saying Andrea doesn't have struggles. Obviously they do. We've seen that. You came to look for me. Where are you? Having a day, Carola. Like, that's the worst thing he could have seen. My baby. He's in so much pain and it's so sad. Andrea has Rafa, has Nina.
Scorreggiato un vasca.
I do understand why Daniele went to Carola. It just sucks for Marco to see.
Non so dove dormire stanotte, non so proprio che chiedere.
What does it say on his neck? I don't remember if that was addressed last year. I'm curious what his tattoo says.
Ti sta bene?
What the f do you care about when I work? What the f What are you answering for? Daniele is so, like, hostile. Oh, Jesus. Wait, you staying with Marika? Ain't that slightly inappropriate?
Oi. Stai bene?
I love how Nina doesn't make a big deal out of it. Not like, oh my god, nail polish and eyeliner!
Mi hai visto con Daniele in spiaggia, per questo sei andato via.
She's like, I don't have to think about that one too hard.
Evita di parlare di me, magari.
It sucks because, again, I understand why Daniele and Carola talked. And I feel like maybe it was needed too, but it still doesn't diminish the fact that it hurt Marco.
Non volevo far coatto, scusa.
Okay, apology accepted.
Per ora sto un paio di giorni a casa della mia vecchia allenatrice.
Is that not weird to anybody? That's weird. It's weird.
Di essere inserita in un contesto, in una narrazione che puoi controllare.
Possiamo evitare di parlare di Daniele o dell'altro ragazzo?
Assolutamente, certo.
Adesso ci sta malissimo anche lui, te lo giuro.
She still wants to protect him. Clearly the kid was sorry, but should
Credo
she be
che le
protecting
persone
him?
non siano abituate a vederci fare, non è sempre facile risalire all'identità che c'è dietro questi canali.
Ah, no.
Noi però
Those little recorded it, posted it, laughed about it, and only felt bad after they got caught. You need repercussions for stuff like that.
Vuoi qualcosa?
No. Che c'eni?
Niente. Lo sai come la penso. Infatti, come vogliamo festeggiare questa sera?
Nina sa tutto, ovviamente.
Se non fosse stato per lei
Non mi interessa molto. Scusami. Mi spiace solo che a me in un anno insieme non hai mai detto niente.
She doesn't look completely content with that conversation.
Dopo richiamala, che se no domani mi attacca un pippone.
In che senso?
Questo io piccolo, molto piccolo.
Very small, very small advice.
Guardate sei scelto, guardate sei scelto.
I'm Sammy and Bonzio. I sit on the couch, play video games, chill, stay out of everyone's drama.
Dobbiamo venire pure noi.
Non so se è per il vostro tipo di serata.
Yes, they're your friends. They can come.
Quello che a Capodanno non c'aveva manco una camicia da mettersi.
That was shitty, Marco. Is he embarrassed of them? You know how to play basketball? I saw those hands. What now? Ooh, I like that shirt. It's so awkward because it's like they know each other so well, but they don't, but they do.
Non eri te nelle foto, eh?
A parte l'ultima, ero sempre io.
Che non è che ti capisco troppo a te.
A te tutte le cose di cui si parla non binary, fluidità.
So he really just like doesn't understand. Yeah.
Oh, ma vaffanculo, l'ho chiesto.
People like that exist though. They need to have a conversation, so you gotta be patient. He really wants to ask the question, but like, how do you not see that asking a question like that? It's like so ignorant. Andrea looks so happy.
Se vogliamo andare ci possono prendere fra un'ora.
Ma no, dai, voi andate.
Ma va. Magari però scrivo a Sami e gli altri di passare, che mi hanno scritto prima. Ciao!
Ciao! Oh, I was like, what are they hiding it for? She's probably like, I can smell it.
No. Ti ho visto che vi stavate facendo una canna,
I am the little sister. You have to persuade with like snacks. I would come over and be like, oh, hey, what are you guys doing? I just so happen to have this bottle of Pepsi and this bag of chips. Aw, they're having a little camp out. Oh, but shouldn't we go shopping together? Is this not weird? I feel like it's a little too much. Like, girl, you're the swim coach.
Ciao, bellissimo ragazzetto. La regista del videoclip. Vai, pure sta lingua.
He's going down a bad path.
Ci possiamo sentire domani?
Se ti va domani vado da nonno perché è convinto di aver visto il pappagallo, quindi gli ha promesso che l'aveva aiutato a cercare.
I think Andrea freaked her out a bit. Uh-oh. Micole's like, I need to take a step back.
Sono spizzata un po' al tuo profilo, lo sai?
Oh.
Anch'io sono lesbica, credo.
Nina's like, oh, what's that?
Secondo te posso chiederti qualche consiglio? Qui in casa non so con chi parlarne.
Aww. That's sweet, but Nina's gotta be careful. because she's 13, and that's very young. I could see something happening in June being like, what the f*** talking to my little sister for?
Da piccolo prendevo lezioni di pianoforte. Diciamo che si è rotto il pianoforte. Che cazzo dici? Storia lunga.
This is a cool shot. Uh-oh. Oh God, what happened?
Ok, corro.
Ma che è successo?
Casini con Marco.
Is that the young damn it? We're watching another one. All right, there you have it. Episode 3, Smeraldo. Very good episode. This is a very interesting situation we have here because you can see that Andrea and Daniele know each other very well. But they don't know each other very well because Andrea didn't say who they were to Daniele, and Daniele didn't know that No One Knows Me Like was Andrea. So it's like they know each other very deeply and intimately and emotionally, but they don't. It's like they're meeting for the first time, but not, because they do know each other from school. So it's like a really uncomfortable, awkward situation, but at the same time, it's super comfortable and not awkward because of their connection and their closeness. So I think that's why we have these moments here where Daniele is just angry and kind of snappy, and then all of a sudden they're playing basketball and sitting by the campfire and smiling. I will say both of them, I said this about Andrea, but both Andrea and Daniele, this is amazing acting. This is amazing acting because you pick up on these little things where throughout the whole series, we've seen Daniele smile, we've seen Andrea smile at certain times, but it's a different kind of smile when they're around each other. And I don't know if it's literally a different kind of smile or if it's just the energy and the atmosphere and how they are, but it's a different smile. And it's sweet, and it's homey, and it feels safe, and I love that for them. But they're still trying to explore things and figure things out. Like Daniele just said to Andrea, I don't understand you. I don't understand you. And by saying I don't understand you, he really means like I don't understand everything. I don't understand you. I don't understand non-binary. I don't understand trans. I don't understand fluidity. I don't understand anything. It's going to be interesting watching the two of them talk and kind of go through this journey together, because we know that Andrea still isn't understanding everything either. But they're learning and they're accepting it and they're breaking out of their shell because they went to school with nail polish and eyeliner, which is an awesome thing. It's a big, big step. We have Jacopo going, hey, these are my friends. And Nina feeling like the safety, being like the safety, the comfort connection of like, hey, let's all hang out. Let's do something. Like they're learning, they're evolving, they're going somewhere in a positive direction. And so hopefully they can assist Daniele into this as well. The problem is that Daniele is going through a lot right now. And so yeah, we got into a fight with Dad. We're homeless because we also got into a fight with Vito and Elo. Vito and Elo, it's funny, Ophelia, you said this. I kind of go back and forth with Elo and Vito about how I feel, and I agree, because it's like sometimes they're really funny, and then sometimes they're really obnoxious, and then sometimes I want to like hug them, and then sometimes I want to smack them, and I'm like, what the f*** are you guys doing? They get into a fight with Daniele. Now, but it's hard. It's frustrating because it's like, I kind of agree with Daniele where I'm like, I don't know about this deal. Let's think about this. Let's not rush into this. They're like, it's a deal. Let's take it. And then a fight breaks out. Now, if they could all just calm the testosterone down and have a conversation, they might be able to get somewhere. Maybe they can counteroffer with like, okay, we'll settle for 40%. And see what they say. I think Elo and Vito are so desperate for anything and scared that they're going to lose the deal. So they're just like, let's just take it. Where Daniele is like, I don't think that's a good deal for us. The thing that also gets me is 5 years. And I said that in the last episode. You are bound to a 5-year contract. The amount of growth that you can get in 5 years, the amount of publicity and like positivity that's coming out of this video, out of this song, you're going to take the first deal that you can get, sign away your life for 5 years, and give them 65%? I don't think that's a good deal. So I don't blame Daniele for getting upset. I do think it was foolish to start that big of a fight and walk away. But they're all hotheads, so I'm also not surprised. Would also not be surprised if Elo and Vito went off without Daniele. Because, hey, money split 2 ways is more than split 3 ways. And he apparently left the band. I didn't take that as that. But I guess, like, I thought he just left and was angry. But it says to Andrea, I left the band. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Daniele goes to see Carola, as does Marco. So this is really sad because Marco's trying to do the right thing by consoling Carola because he could see that she needs somebody, and then he sees that. And as I said, I 100% understand why they talk. Daniele and Carola, they've known each other for a long time. They understand each other on a whole nother level that other people don't. And they both needed someone. They both needed someone. I'm a little annoyed that Daniele only went to her because he really needed someone. He did ask in the first episode when he saw her, like, how are you? Are you okay? So clearly there is concern there. But, yeah, I understand it. It just doesn't make it any less shitty for Marco to see, which sucks. So she says, like, hey, can we talk? And he's just like, no, I'm good. I'm not in the mood. It took me a lot to get to here, and then I got to here, and now I'm good. I'm done. I think he also blames her a little bit for why he's not swimming at the swim meet, because he didn't get to swim because he was late because he went to go see her. Now, what's ironic is Daniele explained his situation to Marika. If Marco explained his situation to Marika, I think she would be a little more compassionate than she's being right now. And understanding, but I also understand why Marco doesn't want to talk to anybody about it because he feels very alone. Now, we know that he's not alone because he has Sammy and Boncio, and what does he do? He pushes them away. So we have a very different Marco. Again, a very different Marco, a very scary Marco, a very vulnerable and delicate Marco right now, who feels like he's very alone, who feels like whoever he gets close to just over. And what is he doing now? He's acting out. We have him go out with Elo and Vito. He's drinking heavy. He's making out with random people. I don't know what happened. And now all of a sudden we get this call to Andrea. I'm assuming he probably passed out or something. Who else thinks it's weird that Marika is, like, inviting Daniele into her house? I understand that she's trying to get help, like, be helpful towards him, and she feels for him, but, like, wouldn't you think a more appropriate situation would be, like, I don't know, like, finding, like a counselor, or talking about what friends he could stay with, or I don't know. I just feel like it's inappropriate to have the coach have him sleep at her house. Like, I don't know, like, pay for a hotel room? I don't know. Like, something else I feel like could have been better. And I think it's, like, weird that they have these text messages now where she's like, we should go shopping together and stuff. Again, I don't get a creepy feeling from her, but my issue is that it kind of looks creepy. And being an adult, you don't really want that out there in the world. Now, this is paralleled with the Nina situation. So Nina, I picked up on it in the second episode. Akeme has a thing for Nina. Akeme has a thing for Nina. We have Akeme say, June's sister say in this episode, I think I am a lesbian. I checked out your profile. Can I ask you some questions? I don't really know who to talk about it to in this family. And now I'm like, oh, but I also feel like this is a move because she is calculated. This girl is smart. If you watch her mannerisms and the way she talks and how she, you know, was questioning the thing in the beginning in the first episode with Carola, like, why aren't you saying anything? Oh, because it's Zelia's brother. Okay. Like, you could see she's a lot smarter than she's putting off. So I feel like she's using that as an excuse to get closer to Nina. She says she's only 13. I don't think Nina's 18, right? She's 17 probably, but she doesn't have the greatest relationship with June. She even said in the last episode, with June and I agree, you know, it's, you know, crazy. So I just feel like she needs to be careful. Should she give her advice? Should she be willing to help? Yes, I believe so, because for somebody who is going through a queer journey, who doesn't understand it, who doesn't have anybody around them to kind of aid them along this path, it's very scary, it's very nerve-wracking, it's very intimidating. So yes, Nina should be there for her. At the same time, be careful. That's all I'm saying, is be careful, because she's very young, and I could see June really freaking out about this and ruining the whole friend dynamic. Andrea has a conversation with Nicole, and their conversation goes well. I feel like Nicole's face was kind of like, again, as I said, content, but like not completely. Her question of like, well, I'm just confused why you didn't tell me during the whole year. And Andrea was basically like, yeah, I was confused too. And that, like, that is the answer. I've gone over this in other reactions before. I've talked about this where I dated a guy for almost 2 years. Long story short, I found things. He was definitely gay and denied it. And eventually, maybe like a year or two later, I want to say, we had a conversation. He officially came out. We had a conversation, and he was like, I am so sorry for everything that I put you through, for everything that I had said, and I want you to understand that I did love you. I wasn't in love with you, but my love for you made me feel like I was. I did care about you. I loved you. And I shouldn't have done the things that I did, but I was very confused. I was trying to figure things out, and I dragged you kind of into that, and I didn't mean to, and I didn't mean to hurt you, and I'm sorry. And I was like, I completely understand. I was angry back then. There were things that happened where I'm not going to get into, but it was just the way that he had said that and put that. I was like, I understand. I understand, and I don't want you to feel guilty. You were figuring things out. You didn't understand everything. You were scared. You were misinterpreting things and your own emotions. Like, I get it. And so I feel like that's what Andrea was trying to say to Nicole. Like, I care about you. I loved you. I just wasn't, like, I couldn't figure out what was happening in my own head. And that's scary. That can be scary. So I think Nicole got it, but what she doesn't seem to get is that Nina is attached. Now, we can't say that Nina is not. It is very evident and obvious that she is. She wants to invite Nicole out everywhere. She constantly wants to be with Nicole. She's giggling we slept together, and she's asking her to sleep over. So now that Nicole hears this from Andrea, she's like, okay, maybe I should step back a second. So she doesn't hang out. She says, we'll talk tomorrow. She doesn't want to see her. And you can see Nina's already like, So I'm curious to see how that conversation's going to go. I'm curious to see what Nicole says. Is Nicole going to sell Andrea out and be like, Andrea told me this and that, blah, blah. Or is she just going to be like, maybe we should take a step back? Because I feel like I love Nina. I want Nina protected and safe at all costs. So I think the best thing is for Nicole to take a step back, but I don't know if she will. I loved that Carola did the interview. I think it's beautiful. I think it's great that she could kind of flip the script, turn this into a power move, talk about it, and hopefully help other people in the process. I'm curious to see what people say in the comments. Do you agree with her keeping the fact that Zelia's brother is the one who spread it a secret? Because what happened is, and I forgot about this, I thought it was like there's 3 friends, if I remember correctly. I thought like they recorded it, they posted it, they giggled about it, that's how it got out. The story is Zelia's brother, I guess, took it with the friends, sent it to somebody saying don't do anything with it, and they posted it, which still isn't any different. You spread child pornography. It doesn't matter that you two are a child. And you still took the video. The fact, like, I get these are dumb young kids that are naive, but that's almost why even more so I feel like it's important to address it. It's frustrating because it's like, do you want the kid's life to get ruined over it? No. Do I want the kid to understand what Carola feels like? Yes, because my opinion is if you do something like this and you don't have repercussions for it or the proper repercussions for it, you are more willing to do something like that again because you don't understand the gravity of the situation. Do I think that he feels bad? Yes. Do I think that he's scared? Yes. Do I think it's enough? No. because you're going to get scared, you're going to get away with it, and then when something else stupid comes along and you make that stupid decision, you're going to make it because you got away with it the first time. You don't really truly understand the gravity of the situation. So I think that Carola is trying to protect him because it's her friend's brother, and also because she's like, I know what it feels like to have your life practically ruined. I don't want that for him. At the same time, I don't know. It's a hard one. It really is a hard one. I feel like I would say something. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know. I just have a fear that like something like this is going to happen again. And that's where she's going to be like, I should have said something, or I'm going to say something now. We get an interesting, last but not least, we get an interesting flashback of... So people are telling me pay attention to the flashbacks when they're younger. And I am, but it's one of those situations where I'm like, it's gotta be a full put together kind of sequence. Like I can't tell much from what's happening right now, because the flashbacks we see are baby Andrea watching, I say baby because it's cute, baby Andrea watching baby Marco come out of the car with the cast. Marco seeing him look and then him looking away real quick. And then I see on baby Andrea at the bottom of the stairs, Dad, who looks like he's throwing the piano down, because Daniele is like, what do you mean? How do you break a piano? And he's like, it's like a long story. So I don't know what they're trying to show. I feel like they're trying to show that Andrea may have been slightly jealous of Marco, because it appears like the dad babied Marco a little bit. And I don't know if that's because you could see that baby Andrea has a little more confidence than Marco does. Like in the last episode, he's like, I'm getting flowers for so-and-so. And Andrea's like, that's stupid. And then in the next scene, Andrea's like, look at the flowers I got. And Marco's like, what the f-? Like, Andrea's a little more outspoken, and Marco is a little more reserved and quiet. But just because you're more outspoken doesn't mean you are more confident. So I'm going to listen to everybody. I'm paying attention to the flashbacks, but I'm going to stop talking. Overall, fantastic episode. I am so excited to watch the next one, because we're going to be halfway through officially. And until the next reaction, so long, everyone. Try and make someone smile today. You never know when they might need it next. Bye.